Hi everyone. In our previous lesson, we discussed extensively the plot of the novel A Man of the People by Chinua Achebe. We discussed the chapters of the novel and how it portrayed the political happenings in Nigeria in the post-independent era. Today we are going to be looking at the characters in the novel and also discuss the role that each character play in the development of the plot of the novel. We are going to begin with the character Odili. Odile is one of the character in the novel, and in fact, he is the protagonist and also the narrator of the novel, A Man of the People. Odile, from the beginning of the novel, he is a teacher in a secondary school and at a grammar school. And we saw that Odile is a very committed teacher and one of the students of Chief Nanga. Chief Nanga was a teacher in Anata Grammar School, and at that time, Odile was a student in the school. So when Odile graduated from the secondary school, he attended university and got his first degree. And then he was planning to go for master's degree, and he was hoping to get a scholarship. According to the novel, Odile got scholarship to secondary school, and even his university education was through scholarship. Now he was hoping to get another scholarship to go and study either in London or in another reputable university in any part of the world for his master's degree. And then in the novel, we saw that when Chief Nanga came to the Anata Grammar School to give a speech, Odile was there, and then Odile discussed with him, and then he promises Odile that he is going to meet the Minister of Overseas Training to help Odile secure a scholarship. Then he invited Odile to his house in Bori, the capital of the country. The country is nameless. We do not have the name of the country. In fact, the name of the country is not mentioned in the novel at all. So we saw that Odile visited him in Bori. Odile was living with him, and a few days, the wife of Chief Nanga traveled, and we saw that Odile was living with Mr. Chief Nanga. And then we saw that rivalry started between Chief Nanga and Odile. Chief Nanga slept with Odile's casual girlfriend, Elsie, and that brought a lot of commotion between them. Though Odile left the house of Chief Nanga and began to stay with one of his university friends called Maxwell. And then he was part of the people that formed the political party, Common People's Convention, which Maxwell was the head of the political, the party leader. And then Maxwell also became a parliament contestant who contested on the platform of the Common People's Convention. So Odile returned to the village, tried to woo Edina, the lady that Chief Nanga want to marry as second wife. Then we saw that from there, Odile also began to plan his political career, and then he decided to contest against Chief Nanga for the members of the parliament. Though Chief Nanga warned him, and one of the person in the village called Josiah also warned Odile, but Odile refused. Odile's father, also Samalu, also warned him, but he refused. So Odile later prepared to contest, and we saw that in the process of campaign, he was wounded. When he attended the inaugural campaign of Chief Nanga, he ended up in the hospital, and he was not able to contest for the election again. It was only Chief Nanga that contested unopposed. And then he won the election. We saw that at the end of the novel, Odile was able to pay the bride price of Edina. He wanted Edina as a revenge against Chief Nanga, who took away or who slept with his girlfriend Elsie. And then he paid, though he persuaded Odo, the father of Edina, before he was able to collect the bride price. Later he married, and then Chief Nanga was arrested after the civilian government was toppled by military coup. And then Odile married Edina, and then he promises to build a secondary school and name it after his party leader, Maxwell. So at the end, we saw that Odile was able to gather himself together and then almost starting a new life in the military era. So in this, the second character we are going to be looking at is Chief M.A. Nanga. Chief M.A. Nanga was a teacher in the Anata Grammar School before. And as I said earlier, Odili was one of his students. And then he is the minister, currently the Minister of Culture in the reigning political party called POP. And he is the antagonist of Odili. And he ventured into politics to acquire wealth. And we can see all that through his behavior and the corruption that was happening in the political system and governance in the country. So we saw that Chief Nanga was power hungry, selfish and corrupt politician. His interest is only to get what he can get without minding the plight of the masses that elected him. He lived a luxurious life and he was sleeping with a lot of girls. He slept with Elsie, the girlfriend of Odili, and then Chief Agnes Akilo, he was also trying to have advance with her, and he was so selfish. He was the one who beat Odili, and he threatened Odili that Odili should not contest against him. And then he's the husband of Miss Nanga, and then the fiancé or somebody who was planning to marry Edina in the novel. Later, Odili revenged and was able to take Edina from him. So Chief Nanga was a power-hungry politician, very, very corrupt. Another character in the novel is Miss Nanga. Miss Nanga is the wife of Chief Nanga. Miss Nanga is a very cool-headed woman who is very homely and matriarchal. He does not contest any form of leadership with her husband. He was a very submissive wife, even though several times we saw in the novel that the husband cheated on her, sleeping with other girls. And even when the husband wanted to marry another wife called Edina, Miss Nanga did not contest or did not get angry. He even welcomed the idea of second wife for the husband. So he's a very homely woman, and she treated Odili very well when Odili went to Bori to go and live with Chief Nanga. Though later she did not welcome Odili again when Odili made open his intention to contest against Chief Nanga. So the wife also was angry with Odili for Odili trying to contest against Chief Nanga, who has helped him a lot. So he saw that he's a good wife. And then another character in the novel is Edina. Edina is a very beautiful village girl, a young girl who Chief Nanga wanted to marry. Chief Nanga sent her to school, secondary school, and Chief Nanga was also responsible for the bill of her mother's illness. Her mother was sick in the novel, hospitalized, and then it was Chief Nanga that was paying the bills, the hospital bills. And she was a very diligent girl and a girl who is faithful to her fiancé, Chief Nanga, because when Odili wrapped his hand on her waist, she quickly removed the hand of Odili, and then he warned Odili never to try such again. And even when Odili was begging her for a relationship, she refused, and even told Odili to go back to his prostitute Elsie, who slept with several men. So Edina is a very good, moderate girl, and we saw that her marriage with Chief Nanga didn't work out because of Odili's interest, because Odili was so interested in her. And when Chief Nanga was arrested, that also discouraged Edina, and then she accepted the proposal from Odili, and then Odili later married her in the novel, and both of them were happy together at the end of the novel. And Elsie is a nurse and then a girlfriend of Odili when Odili was in the university. Though Elsie was promiscuous, because when she visited Odili in Chief Nanga's house, it was surprising that even when Odili was around, she still had sexual affair with Chief Nanga without minding whether Odili will discover. Though she was sleeping in her room assigned to her, a guest room assigned to her, and then Chief Nanga went to meet her there, and then they had sexual affair. Odili caught them, and then even Elsie did not feel remorseful about that. So after the sexual affair with Chief Nanga, we do not hear much about her relationship with Odili again, because Odili also was not comfortable with the relationship again, and Odili was planning to revenge, and then Odili decided to also join the political party CPC, Common People's Convention, and they contested against Chief Nanga, and also wishes or planning to sleep with Edina, the wife-to-be of Chief Nanga, as a revenge, or probably even marry Edina, which later happened. Odili married Edina. So you can say that Elsie is not a faithful girlfriend, though she's a professional nurse, but not a faithful girlfriend in the area of relationship. Then another character in the novel is Hezekiah Samalu. Hezekiah Samalu is the father of Odili. And also in the novel, we were told that he is a local interpreter, and as a civil servant, a local interpreter as a civil servant. So after working for a long time, he retired and joined the political party POP, and later he grew, or he ascended to the level of becoming the chairman of the ward, the chairman of his own local ward, chairman of the local ward of the political party POP. And then we can say he's from the elite social status, or elite strata in the society, because he was able to even sponsor his child, some of his children, to the school. And then we saw that he was not having a good relationship with Odili, because he was marrying a lot of wives, and even his economic strength did not cope with it. He did not even bother. Even when he was not able to provide for all the wives and the children, he did not care. He continued marrying more wives, and that even made Odili not to have good relationship with him. And even when Odili was trying to contest against Chief Nanga, he does not want Odili to contest against Chief Nanga, because Chief Nanga was the candidate for the POP, and the father was a local chairman in his own district. So he does not want his son to contest against the candidate of his own party. Though Odili refused, Odili did not adhere to his suggestions and instructions. Odili went ahead to contest against Chief Nanga. And then we saw that at the end, Odili was not even able to contest, because Odili was wounded and hospitalized. Though in the hospital, Hezekiah was with Odili. Hezekiah Samalu was with his son Odili in the hospital bed, taking care of him. And then we saw that he was a party member, a loyal party member, and that was even why he did not even want his son to contest against Chief Nanga. And he was not comfortable with CPC, the emergence of CPC, because CPC has become a threat to his own political party, POP. And another character is Maxwell Kulamo. Maxwell Kulamo is a lawyer, and he is the fiancé of Eunice. And he met Eunice in London, and they struck a relationship when they were living in London. And he practiced legal services with his girlfriend Eunice. And then we saw that Maxwell was the arrowhead of the formation of a Common People's Convention, CPC, and then he also became the contestant, or the political candidate, become the candidate of the political party in Abuga, his own village, against Chief Koko. Though he collected money from Chief Koko, Chief Koko does not want him to contest against him, just as Chief Nanga does not want Odili to contest against him. He collected money from Chief Koko, but went ahead and contested. Was campaigning, busy campaigning, and Chief Koko plotted to kill him. And when Maxwell alighted from his own car, Chief Koko ran over him, he mowed him down, and then he died instantly. And then when he died, he was with his girlfriend Eunice, and then Eunice also alighted from the car, carried her own pistol, and shot Chief Coco died. Immediately, Chief Coco was killed. His political talk went on rampage, began to destroy properties and attacking innocent people. And even the bodyguard of Maxwell also tried as much as possible to repair the thugs of the violent activity by the Chief Coco's talk. And there was a lot of commotion in the country, and as a result of that, the civilian government was overthrown by the military government, and some of the thugs working for Chief Coco were arrested. So Maxwell was a very good and diligent person. Even the military government that took over the leadership of the country regarded him as a hero, and he was given a heroic burial. And Mr. Odili also planned to build a school, and then name it Maxwell Kulamo's grammar school in memory of Maxwell. So we saw that Maxwell is a very good person, though here I can say he's also corrupt for accepting bribe from Chief Coco not to contest, and later went ahead to contest against Chief Coco. And then Eunice is a young, beautiful girl, a lawyer as well, and the fiancé of Maxwell Kulamo. He was the one who killed Chief Coco when Chief Coco killed Maxwell. And then I can say he was a very educated girl who also studied in London. And then he met Maxwell in London, and their relationship started from there. And we can say that she took revenge for the death of Maxwell, and then we saw that she was a brave girl, a brave lady, for even taking the pistol and shot dead Chief Coco. Then another character is Jim and John. Jim and John are husband and wife, and then they serve as ambassadors in the unknown African country. And we saw that Odili find their presence very irritating because they never talk good about Africa. They always talk about Africa from the neo-colonial perspective, not regarding Africa as independent continent itself. They talk down about Africa, and then they talk bad about the behavior of Africa always. And it's even one of John and Jean, they believe that even as ambassador, they were even in the unknown African country to civilize the people. Just, the colonial mentality that those colonialists had at the time during colonialism. So we saw that when Odili, they invited Odili and Chief Nanga for dinner. Chief Nanga was not able to go because Chief Nanga was with another lady called Agnes Akilo. Then something happened. Then he has to spend the time with with Agnes Akilo in the hotel. And then Odili he honored the invitation, and Odili was there. We saw that even Jean was a wayward wife, because when every other person that were invited for the dinner left, she put on the music, and then Jean was dancing with her Odili, and then from there they became romantic and had sexual affair. Like Odili having a sexual affair with the wife of an ambassador. That could be something ridiculous. And then from there, she began to take Odili around the Bori city, showing Odili all the urban buildings, and then telling Odili the areas that are good, those areas that are still developing or having criminal activities. And then Odili was not even comfortable with all those descriptions, because most of the descriptions are negative, do not bring any form of good intention for Odili and even for the country and the capital Bori. So we saw that Jean and John represent the persistence of a colonial presence and perspective in a post-colonial African society. Josiah is a local trader. He has a variety store or a provision store in the village of Anata, and he is a fraudulent man. And one thing he does that I can say is a good thing was that he wanted Odili not to contest against Chief Nanga, because it could be dangerous for Odili to do such. And though he knows that he lost Odili, but he does not want Odili to contest against somebody who is working for. And when Odili refused and contested, he offered to work for Odili, but Odili refused. Odili rejected his offer. He does not want to work with Josiah because he does not trust him, and he could be just an informant for Chief Nanga. And the stick that was given to a blind man called Azoge, and some of the good things given to him. Josiah wanted to trick the blind man and take away those things. Though he was caught by the villagers and then he was chased away. There he later begged for forgiveness to return to the village. Another one is Boniface. Boniface is one of the bodyguard of Odili. When the campaign was becoming so hostile that the people in Anata village does not want to see Odile. Odile have to protect himself by getting a group of people to guide him as bodyguard. And then the leader of the bodyguard group is Boniface. And Boniface is a good person. He tries as much as possible to protect Odile. Him and his team try as possible to protect Odile against Nangavanga. Nangavanga are the thugs working for Chief Nanga. Then another character is Azoge. Azoge is a blind beggar in the village of Anata, and then because of his pitiable condition, a new stick was given to him because the old one was not working well again. And then he used to beg. Sometimes people gives him money, gives him food to eat. And at one point, Josiah wanted to take away what people gave to him. And then Josiah was really beaten by the villagers and sent away. Though later he returned to the village through the influence of Chief Nanga, because he's one of the people working for Chief Nanga. We have Miss Agnes Akilo. This is a lawyer working with Chief Nanga. I can even say he's the private lawyer of Chief Nanga, because most of the things that Chief Nanga does, he used to brief her. He's a lawyer for the Minister of Culture. And we can also say that Agnes Akilo has some kind of emotional or affectional relationship with Chief Nanga as well, because their closeness was really suspicious in the novel. So these are the 13 characters that we discussed so far. There are other characters, but they are minor, or they play some minor role in the novel that we do not include in the list of characters to be discussed. Then in the next lesson, in our next lecture, we are going to be discussing the themes in the novel A Man of the People. And then you can also invite your friends to watch the channel, to subscribe, and also, and I want you to subscribe as well, so that when the other video is uploaded, you get the you are notified. Thank you and have a good day.